What is happening, Bayhive? Welcome back to the Bayonce Beat, where we're diving headfirst into the hottest updates that are shaking up the world of entertainment and beyond. The news cycle is moving at lightning speed, and if you're not plugged in, you're missing out. We've got breaking stories that are guaranteed to make you think, laugh, and maybe even shed a tear. Get ready, because we're about to unpack the latest buzz that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. From legendary comedians singing the praises of a comedy classic that redefined a genre, to a beloved show's new chapter that's already sparking major excitement, we're covering it all. Plus, we're getting a sneak peek into a new venture that's set to bring that signature documentary-style humor back to our screens in a fresh, exciting way. Stick around, because you're about to get the inside scoop on everything you need to know. Let's get into it. First up, we're talking about a film that's been a cornerstone of comedy for decades. A documentary-style masterpiece that inspired a generation of creators is getting a major spotlight, with some of the biggest names in comedy not just talking about its impact, but revealing just how deeply it shaped their own work. We'll break down who's paying homage and why this iconic film's legacy is more relevant than ever, especially with a highly anticipated sequel on the horizon. Next, the world of comedy is buzzing about more than just past glories. We're seeing a direct evolution of that groundbreaking style, with a new series from the creative minds behind a globally adored show. This isn't just a reunion, it's a fresh take on the mockumentary format, focusing on a completely new setting, but promising all the awkward charm and relatable workplace dynamics we've come to love. We've got the inside track on what to expect and who's making a comeback. And that's not all. We're also looking at how the past continues to influence the present, with a deep dive into a film that continues to be celebrated for its unique comedic genius. Hear directly from the stars who were profoundly impacted by its innovative approach, and understand why its influence is still felt so strongly today. We'll explore the personal stories and critical insights that highlight its enduring power. Finally, don't miss our look at a new project that's set to capture the zeitgeist, continuing a legacy of humor that resonates across generations. Get ready for the full breakdown and all the details you need to stay ahead of the curve. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A comedy legend gets the spotlight. This iconic mockumentary has redefined comedic storytelling for generations. Why is its influence still so powerful today, especially with a sequel on the way? For over 40 years, the groundbreaking mockumentary, This Is Spinal Tap, has remained a touchstone for comedy, influencing countless films and television shows. Ahead of the highly anticipated sequel, Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, set to release on September 12th, a new mini-documentary is celebrating the enduring legacy of Rob Reiner's 1984 masterpiece. The film features prominent figures in comedy, including Ben Stiller, Conan O'Brien, and Ricky Gervais, reflecting on their personal connections to the film and its profound impact on their careers and the broader landscape of comedy. Ben Stiller, a key voice in the mini-documentary, recalled his first viewing of This Is Spinal Tap at the age of 19, describing the experience as something that kind of rocked my world. This sentiment was echoed by Conan O'Brien, who shared a similar transformative encounter during his college years. "We hear about this movie. We have to see it. It was revelatory," O'Brien stated, highlighting the film's immediate and significant impression. Ricky Gervais, known for his own influential work in comedy, revealed that he first encountered the film through a bootleg copy, a testament to its underground cult status. He declared it my favorite comedy film of all time, and still is. Gervais went on to candidly discuss the direct influence This Is Spinal Tap had on his creation of the beloved series, The Office. "I stole that for The Office. I loved the fact that I was doing what Spinal Tap did," Gervais admitted. "I just had to make it look like one of those documentaries on the telly. And it's funny that I stole that from America and then I sold it back to them like it was my idea." This confession underscores the mockumentary's innovative narrative technique and its power to inspire imitation. Stiller further elaborated on the film's unique comedic approach, emphasizing its grounded realism despite the inherently absurd scenarios. "There's something that's so grounded about Spinal Tap that you could have something that's ridiculous and funny, but is also very real," he explained. The mockumentary became a form that inspired so many movies and TV shows. O'Brien built upon this, noting the format's lasting influence on contemporary television, citing shows like The Office and Parks and Rec as examples of series that adopted the documentary style, deadpan delivery, and awkward pauses that Spinal Tap pioneered. As anticipation builds for the sequel, O'Brien expressed his excitement about the timing, stating, "I would say it's the perfect time for Spinal Tap 2 because it's fantastic that 40 years have gone by. I'm fascinated to find out where they are now." Questlove from The Roots, who also makes an appearance in the sequel, and comedian Nate Bargatze are among the other notable figures sharing their reflections in the mini-documentary, collectively underscoring the film's unparalleled and persistent impact on comedy and popular culture. This deep dive into comedy history is just the beginning. Up next, we're staying in the world of iconic mockumentaries, but with a fresh twist that might just be your next binge watch. From Scranton to Toledo, a new workplace comedy. How a beloved mockumentary's creators are bringing their signature style to a struggling newspaper. What can fans expect from this new venture? The enduring popularity of The Office. US, an adaptation of Ricky Gervais's original UK series, has cemented its status as a cultural phenomenon, with fans regularly quoting its memorable characters and relatable workplace humor. More than a decade after the Dunder Mifflin Scranton branch closed its doors, the creative team behind the American version is returning to the mockumentary format with a new workplace comedy titled The Paper. This series aims to capture the spirit of The Office while charting its own course. The Paper follows the same documentary crew that once chronicled the lives of office supply employees at Dunder Mifflin. This time, their cameras are turned towards the Toledo Truth Teller, a struggling Midwestern newspaper. The show stars Domhnall Gleeson as Ned Sampson, the hapless editor trying to revitalize local journalism against considerable odds. Oscar Nuñez reprises his role as Oscar Martinez, the dry-witted accountant from Dunder Mifflin's Scranton branch, who is now applying his skills at the Truth Teller and finding his footing in a new city. The series is executive produced by Original, The Office creators Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, along with The Office US showrunner Greg Daniels, who also co-created The Paper with Michael Kamen. Gleeson describes his character, Ned, as both earnest and disastrous. Lacking the budget for experienced reporters, Ned relies on his dwindling staff, coaxing disgruntled employees with no journalistic background to contribute. Ned's leadership is totally different to the bosses we knew before, Gleeson explains. He's running a newspaper, so the ramifications go out into the real world, and there's a feeling of what they're doing really matters. However, his enthusiasm outstrips his competence, making it a comedy rather than a drama. The creators, Daniels and Kamen, aim to balance these high stakes with silliness, a hallmark of The Office. Gleeson, previously known for his role as Bill Weasley in the Harry Potter films, admitted to feeling daunted by stepping into a leading role within a franchise so deeply loved. Before I read it, I was thinking, oh my God, those are big shoes to fill. But then I realized this is a whole new story, and I'm not playing a version of David Brent or Michael Scott. It's actually totally new, he said. Once I understood that, I realized I needed to find my own shoes and not try to wear anyone else's. While The Paper introduces new characters and a new setting, it retains the familiar DNA of The Office, including the presence of the invisible film crew. Oscar Nuñez's return as Oscar Martinez serves as a potential bridge for viewers. Nuñez noted that in the show's narrative, only 4 years have passed since The Office ended, making his return feel natural. He believes the familiarity of his character will help audiences connect with the new setting. The stories and tone of the show are similar. It's still about figuring out what your workmates mean to you and putting them in ridiculous situations, Nuñez commented, adding that there will be subtle Easter eggs for devoted fans. Nuñez, like Gleeson, acknowledged the pressure of reviving a well-loved character, but ultimately focused on the new narrative. Greg Daniels was concerned about that too, but then I realized there's nothing you can do about it, he said. He anticipates that The Paper, like The Office, will be a slow burner, a formula audiences are accustomed to. However, he also noted that The Paper definitely does move faster than The Office in terms of character development within the first season. Italian actress Sabrina Impicciator joins the cast as Esmeralda, a character she describes as lively, loud, and very sneaky. She will manipulate anyone to get what she wants. Impixiator, known for her Emmy-nominated role in The White Lotus, felt the pressure of living up to The Office's legacy, calling it terrifying at times. However, she found reassurance in Daniel's involvement, ensuring the show maintained the original spirit while exploring new dynamics. We feel pressure, of course, because The Office is so beloved. You can watch it now, and it's still so funny, still timeless, she stated. The cast and creators encourage viewers to approach the paper with open minds, emphasizing that it is a new story with familiar roots, not a reboot or remake. While we're talking about shows that have captured our hearts, let's revisit a comedy classic that started it all. We're heading back to explore the foundational impact of a film that continues to inspire, with insights from those who were truly changed by it. Comedy's groundbreaking foundation. Discover the film that reshaped comedic storytelling and continues to influence creators today. What makes it so timeless? The enduring power of comedy often lies in its ability to capture truth through absurdity, and few films have mastered this balance as effectively as This Is Spinal Tap. Rob Reiner's 1984 mockumentary, chronicling the fictional exploits of a doddering British heavy metal band, has not only provided endless laughs, but has also served as a foundational text for a generation of comedians and filmmakers. The film's unique blend of observational humor, sharp satire, and an almost documentary-like authenticity has cemented its status as a comedy classic, a legacy that is being celebrated anew with the upcoming release of its long-awaited sequel. Spinal Tap II, The End Continues. This celebration is highlighted by a new mini-documentary featuring a who's who of contemporary comedic talent, all eager to share their profound appreciation for the film. Ben Stiller, a renowned actor and director, described his initial encounter with This Is Spinal Tap at 19 as a pivotal moment that kind of rocked my world. This sentiment reflects the film's ability to fundamentally alter one's perception of what comedy could be. Conan O'Brien, the veteran talk show host, echoed this transformative experience, recalling how the film was revelatory during his college years, a shared discovery that bonded him and his friends. Ricky Gervais, the creative force behind The Office, went even further, admitting that This Is Spinal Tap directly inspired his own groundbreaking work. "I stole that for The Office," Gervais confessed, explaining his admiration for the film's documentary style and how he adapted it for his own narrative. He elaborated on the process, stating, "I just had to make it look like one of those documentaries on the telly. And it's funny that I stole that from America, and then I sold it back to them like it was my idea." This candid admission highlights the profound influence of Spinal Tap on the mockumentary genre and its subsequent impact on television comedy worldwide. Ben Stiller emphasized the film's genius in its grounded approach to ridiculous situations. "There's something that's so grounded about Spinal Tap that you could have something that's ridiculous and funny, but is also very real," he explained. This ability to make the absurd feel plausible is a key element that made the mockumentary format so influential, inspiring a wave of films and TV shows that adopted its intimate, often awkward, observational style. Conan O'Brien further supported this, noting how shows like The Office and Parks and Recreation owe a significant debt to Spinal Tap for popularizing the deadpan humor and uncomfortable silences that have become hallmarks of modern comedic television. The appreciation extends beyond these prominent figures. Questlove of the Roots and comedian Nate Bargatze also feature in the mini-documentary, adding their voices to the chorus of admiration. Their collective testimonials underscore that This Is Spinal Tap is more than just a comedy film. It's a cultural artifact that has shaped comedic sensibilities for decades. As the sequel looms, the renewed focus on the original film serves as a powerful reminder of its unparalleled contribution to the art of laughter and its lasting impact on the entertainment industry. We've heard from the legends about a comedy that changed the game. Now, let's shift our focus to a new generation of humor, inspired by that very legacy. The mockumentary's new frontier. From acclaimed creators, a new series promises the relatable humor and awkward charm of a beloved hit, but with a fresh setting. What awaits us? The mockumentary genre, popularized and perfected by classics like This Is Spinal Tap, continues to evolve, bringing its unique blend of observational humor and relatable awkwardness to new narratives. The latest venture from the creative minds behind the globally adored The Office, US, is poised to capture this spirit once more with a new workplace comedy titled The Paper. This series, set in a struggling Midwestern newspaper, the Toledo Truth Teller, aims to replicate the magic of its predecessor while forging its own identity. Set to premiere on Peacock in the US and Sky, and now in the UK on September 5th. The Paper follows the same documentary crew that once filmed the everyday lives of Dunder Mifflin employees. Now, their cameras are focused on the chaotic world of local journalism, led by editor Ned Sampson, portrayed by Domhnall Gleeson. Gleeson, known for his roles in Harry Potter and Ex Machina, describes Ned as an earnest but disastrous leader, trying to revive a failing newspaper with a team of untrained staff. Ned's leadership is totally different to the bosses we knew before, Gleeson notes. He's running a newspaper, so the ramifications go out into the real world, and there's a feeling of what they're doing really matters. This high-stakes environment, combined with Ned's well-meaning incompetence, forms the comedic core of the show. Oscar Nuñez reprises his role as Oscar Martinez from The Office, adding a familiar face and a touch of continuity for fans. In the world of The Paper, only 4 years have passed since the events of The Office, allowing Nuñez to easily slip back into the character. He believes Oscar's presence will serve as a welcoming anchor for viewers transitioning to the new setting. The stories and tone of the show are similar. It's still about figuring out what your workmates mean to you and putting them in ridiculous situations, Nuñez explained. He also hinted at Easter eggs for fans, suggesting a continuation of the show's beloved universe. Sabrina Impixieter, who gained acclaim for her role in The White Lotus, joins the ensemble as Esmeralda, a character she describes as lively, loud, and very sneaky. She will manipulate anyone to get what she wants. Impixieter admitted to feeling the pressure of following in the footsteps of The Office, a show she acknowledges is still so funny, still timeless. However, the involvement of Greg Daniels, the showrunner of The Office, US and co-creator of The Paper, provided a sense of continuity. The spirit is the same, but the dynamics and relationships are all different, she stated. While the show is expected to share The Office's signature slow-burn pacing and character-driven humor, the cast and creators emphasize that The Paper is not a remake but a new story. Gleeson encourages viewers to approach the series with an open mind. If you expect something, you'll be disappointed. Just sit down with an open heart, relax, and allow yourself to be surprised. This approach is crucial for a show that, while rooted in a familiar format, aims to stand on its own merits, offering a fresh narrative within the beloved mockumentary style. That's a wrap on our deep dives for today. But before you go, let's quickly hit the highlights one last time. And that's a wrap on today's breakdown. We saw comedy legends celebrating a film that changed the game. We got a peek at a new show from the minds behind The Office. We heard how that foundational film continues to inspire, and we looked at the latest evolution of the mockumentary style. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more, ring that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments which story you're most excited about. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you in the next one.